Hello, beautiful souls of love. Today we're here again for another beautiful lesson. So I look forward to reading it and applying it throughout my day today along with all of you. So, our lesson, according to A Course in Miracles and Jesus, is Lesson 92. Miracles are seen in light, and light and strength are one. Miracles are seen in light and strength are one. So here we go with the reading of the lesson today. The idea for today is an extension of the previous one. What do you know? You do not think of light in terms of strength and darkness in terms of weakness. That is because your idea of what seeing means is tied up with the body and its eyes and brain. This is why you believe that you can change what you see by keeping little bits of glass or other clear material before your eyes, held in a frame or placed against the eye. I don't get that.
What about glasses and contact lenses?
Oh, glasses. I'm seeing a kaleidoscope in my mind. I'm like, what are you holding up to your face? That's like, I see. So Jesus is saying that we do not yet attribute light being our strength and darkness being our weakness, because we still believe that by holding up bits of glass before our eyes, that will help us see better. When he's saying true vision has nothing to do with the physical body, its eyes, or its brain. That true vision, true seeing, is beyond the physical body and is seen through the eyes of the soul, not the physical eyes. So that makes sense. Thanks, babe. These are among the many magical beliefs that come from the conviction you are a body and the body's eyes can see. Magical belief that I am this body and these body's eyes can see. Thank you, babe, for turning that off. You also believe the body's brain can think. If you but understood the nature of thought, you could but laugh at this insane idea. Ha 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 ha!
Har har.
It is as if you thought you held the match that lights the sun and gives it all its warmth, or that you had the universe imprisoned in your hand, securely bound until you let it go. Yet this is no more foolish than to believe the body's eyes can see and the brain can think. Wow, what a beautiful comparison there. If we think the body's eyes can see and that our physical brain can think, it's as if we think that we're the ones who lit the match that lights the sun and gives us our warmth. Jesus is hilarious. I love him. It is God's strength in you that is the light in which you see, as it is his mind with which you think. I'm going to read this again because it's a very, very, very important sentence. It is God's strength in you that is the light in which you see, as it is his mind with which you think. His strength denies your weakness. It is your weakness that sees through the body's eyes, peering out into darkness to behold the likeness of itself, the small, the weak, the sickly, and the dying, those in need, the helpless and afraid, the sad, the poor, the starving, and the joyless. These are seen through eyes which cannot see and cannot bless. This is powerful here. Jesus is letting us come into ourselves and be honest with ourselves. When I look upon the world, how do I see this world? If we look upon this world and we see the world in darkness, weak and sick and dying, with those who are in need of help and who are helpless, then this is the vision, this is the sight of the physical eyes of the body. Vision, which is the vision that blesses the world, is not being seen, because instead you're holding on to the sight that the physical eyes of the body see. So we're here realizing that miracles are seen in light, and light and strength are one, and it is God's strength that is within us that gives us the vision of light to see. Strength overlooks these things in the world by seeing past appearances. Strength overlooks these things by seeing past appearances. It keeps its steady gaze upon the light that lies beyond them. We can see the light beyond these appearances of form. It unites with light of which it is a part. It sees itself. It brings a light in which yourself appears. In darkness you perceive a self that is not there. Strength is the truth about you. Weakness is an idol falsely worshipped and adored that strength may be dispelled and darkness rule, where God appointed that there should be light. Strength comes from truth and shines with light its source has given it. Weakness reflects the darkness of its maker. It is sick and looks on sickness, which is like itself. So again, Jesus is making very, very, very clear that it is the strength that is the truth about us, and it is the strength of God that is the light with which we see. And we're training our minds here through these lessons to see beyond the appearances of form to the light. Because as we accept within ourselves that what we want is happiness for us and for all the world, then it is our inner voice for God that is teaching us how to see through God's strength, how to see through God's light, which lets us overlook these appearances to the truth of what's going on here, and that is how we bless. Because we are seeing the light in the world, which is the light that is reflected in us, and in seeing that, we have accepted the miracle for ourselves on behalf of all of humanity. So this is what we're doing, beautiful souls, training our minds. We're training our minds to see truly. Truth is the savior and can only will for happiness and peace for everyone. It gives its strength to everyone who asks in limitless supply. It sees that lack in anyone would be a lack in all. And so it gives its light that all may see and benefit as one. Its strength is shared, that it may bring to all the miracle in which they will unite in purpose and forgiveness and in love. This strength is shared. It is not reserved just for me or just for Jesus or just for any other course student or person. It is for all. It is a shared strength. It is a shared vision. It is a shared purpose. And so with all of this, realizing that it is shared within us all, we realize that this is what we are all asking for. So even those who still appear to be in the darkness, all they're doing is calling for love. All they're doing is calling for this strength, calling for a miracle. And by us recognizing the call, we can give the call, see the light, and then as we give the blessing, we're receiving the blessing at the exact same time. Weakness, which looks in darkness, cannot see a purpose in forgiveness and in love. It sees all others different from itself, and nothing in the world that it would share. It judges and condemns, but does not love. In darkness, it remains to hide itself and dream that it is strong and conquering, a victor over limitations that grow in darkness to enormous size. It fears and it attacks and hates itself, and darkness covers everything it sees, leaving its dreams as fearful as itself. No miracles are here, but only hate. It separates itself from what it sees, while light and strength perceive themselves as one. So we're realizing that this identification with a weak self, with a self that's unworthy or a self that is not good enough, is the self that is believing itself to be this body, seeing through the eyes of this body, and therefore looking upon a world of darkness. And this is what we're seeing, and this is what we're perceiving until we know ourselves to be the sons of God. And so we're letting our minds be healed today, to let the light be revealed to us today, so we can accept our strength instead of our weakness. Accept the truth instead of these illusions. So Jesus is saying here, the light of strength is not the light you see. It does not change and flicker and go out. It does not shift from night to day and back to darkness till the morning comes again. The light of strength is constant, sure as love, forever glad to give itself away, because it cannot give but to itself. That is key. It cannot give but to itself. No one can ask in vain to share its sight. And none who enters its abode can leave without a miracle before his eyes, and strength and light abiding in his heart. Beautiful. The strength in you will offer you the light and guide your seeing, so you do not dwell on idle shadows that the body's eyes provide for self-deception. So when we call upon our strength, we are guided to see truly from the light to the light, so that we overlook and do not get stuck in the idle shadows that the body's eyes tempt us with. Strength and light unite in you. And where they meet, yourself stands, ready to embrace you as its own. Strength and light unite in you, and where they meet, yourself stands, ready to embrace you as its own. Such is the meeting place where we try today to find and rest in. For the peace of God is where yourself, his son, is waiting now to meet itself again and be as one. Beautiful. So beyond all of our thoughts of what this world is and what others have done is the meeting place. The meeting place of love and forgiveness and purpose that rests at the center of our beingness, all of us. And that is where God's child, God's son, which is what we are, is, and is waiting for us to accept as ourself. So beautiful. So then for the practical application today, Jesus says, let us give 20 minutes twice today, only 40 minutes out of a 24-hour period. Let us give 20 minutes twice today to join this meeting. Let yourself be brought unto yourself. Let yourself be brought unto yourself. Its strength will be the light in which the gift of sight is given you. Leave then the dark a little while today, and we will practice seeing in the light, closing the body's eyes and asking truth to show us how to find the meeting place of self, and self, capital S, where light and strength are one. So beautiful. Today, what we are asking for is to move beyond the darkness to the light, to allow ourselves to meet in that meeting place where the small self and the big self meet, where light and strength are one. And we are realizing that it is our inner teacher that is going to guide us there. It's the divinity within us that is going to guide us there. So for me, I like to say that I refuse to tell myself what truth is, or what vision is, or what light is one more time. And declaring that we are not going to answer ourselves any longer is when the Holy Spirit comes forward and shows us the light of this vision, carries us to that meeting place within, so we can have that light illuminate our mind, so that we remain in the stable constancy, beauty, and blessed miracles that come with this vision of light. After the morning meeting, we will use the day in preparation for the time at night when we will meet again in hope and trust. So 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes at nighttime. Let us repeat as often as we can the idea for today and recognize that we are being introduced to sight and led away from darkness to the light, where only miracles can be perceived. Only miracles can be perceived in light. And miracles are natural and happening all the time. So we're going to let ourselves be reminded of the thought for today. Miracles are seen in light, and light and strength are one. Miracles are seen in light, and light and strength are one. With that being said, I'll meet you guys in the meeting place in the morning for 20 minutes and in the evening for 20 minutes. I love you, beautiful souls. Have a blessed day. Bye.